Now to breaking news this morning. A deadly shooting in Sugar Land overnight, and the gunman is still on the run. It all went down on Sugar Mountain Court just off Jess Priddle Boulevard. Brittany Ford is there live for us this morning. Brittany, what have you learned from the scene so far?
Well, Kim, so far we know the shooting involved a family living in the home, and that suspect is still on the run. Take a look. Investigators still on scene here gathering information. Police say the shooting happened just before midnight. They say a 35-year-old man was shot and killed by a 27-year-old. Police say that suspect is the nephew of the man's fiancé, who also lives in this home. Now, authorities say the 27-year-old who was living with the couple was asked to leave. They say he got upset coming back, firing shots into the home, killing that 35-year-old man. But back out here live, police do have a suspect ID. They say they're currently looking to get a search warrant. But again, developing details here. We'll continue to bring it back to you. Steph, I'll send it back to you for right now.
All right, Brittany Ford, we appreciate that update. Thank you so much. We turn now at 5:33 to a deadly head-on crash involving a driver who was going the wrong way. This happened on Winkler in southeast Houston. Police say a sedan crossed into oncoming traffic and hit a pickup truck. The male driver and a female passenger had to be extricated from that sedan. The woman passed away. A couple and their infant daughter were in the truck, and that baby was taken to a nearby hospital for evaluation. The driver of the sedan is being tested for possible DWI. No word yet on any charges. On Friday, a judge will decide whether or not Gerald Williams, the man accused of murdering a teenager during a road rage incident, will be allowed to make bond. Yesterday, a Harris County district judge revoked the initial $350,000 bond. Prosecutors want him to stay locked up for the shooting death of 17-year-old David Castro, and because of his criminal history. He was convicted of robbing 2 Family Dollar stores back in 2007. And of course, we're staying on top of this case as it develops, and we'll bring you the latest from inside the courtroom on KHOU.com and on our KHOU 11 mobile app. Now to another story we are following for you this morning. The latest on Governor Abbott's executive order about migrant transportation.
Yes, Steph, a federal judge has temporarily blocked that order. It would have allowed state troopers to pull over vehicles suspected of transporting undocumented migrants. Governor Abbott said that the order is an attempt to stop the spread of COVID-19. A similar checkpoint was near the border back in 2013. Lawmakers said they were checking for driver's licenses and insurance, but critics argued it was an attempt at immigration enforcement. Last week, the U.S. Department of Justice sued Abbott and the state of Texas, saying the most recent order was illegal.
At 5:35, another story we are following is how Houston is handling the resurgence of COVID-19.
Yeah, some local hospitals are overwhelmed, and the wait times in the emergency rooms are getting longer.
I'm Anayeli Ruiz. The Harris County health system is in crisis. The CEO tells us they just don't have enough staff to deal with the increase in COVID patients. And they're even having to close down some of the clinics because of this. Bottom line, they say if the number of COVID infections coming into the hospital doesn't improve, we can expect long waits in the ER.
I'm Adam Bennett. Starting today, many city employees will have to wear a mask here at City Hall and at other city premises. Mayor Sylvester Turner sent out a memo to all city employees Monday about the change. It requires masks on city premises where social distancing is not possible. The mayor says he's doing it because of rising COVID-19 cases in the workplace and in the community.
Violence outside the Pentagon turned deadly. One officer was killed in a confrontation with a man near the building's Metro Transit Center. Several others were injured. Officials say the suspect was shot and died, but they haven't released info on a motive.
A peaceful protest over voting rights ended with 2 Texas lawmakers in handcuffs. State Representative Ron Reynolds and Houston Congressman Al Green were detained at the U.S. Capitol while protesting with the Reverends Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton.